Hey traders, Daniel here with ImproveYourTrades.com. Once again, I'm joined by my dad, Peter. Say hi, Dad.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
And once again, we're going to talk about stocks, different stocks, that we're looking at in the markets. We're going to bounce back some ideas like we always do, and hopefully share some insight into, what we're thinking and what we look for in the markets. Once again, you could check out improveyourtrades.com/resources here. Lots of links and resources for you to review. Let's get the disclaimer out of the way real quick. The information shared on this YouTube channel is for informational purposes only. It's not financial advice. Always do your own research and consult a qualified advisor before investing. We don't guarantee accuracy and are not responsible for any losses incurred. Please trade responsibly. All right. With that being said, Dad, let's go over to barchart.com and give me the first stock.
Let's start with Carvana, CVNA.
Yes, I know CVNA. That's a fun one.
It's a fun stock. When I made my list this morning or yesterday, actually, and I even looked the 1 year and the 5 year. If you go to the 5 year chart, back in COVID time,
Wow.
2020, it was a high flying $300 stock. And after COVID, people got adjusted. Carvana's earnings must have come down because everything's based on earnings. And it's gone down to the $20 level from 200, 300. So let's look at, like we always do. We're looking at the trends. Now the trends seem to have bottomed out, working its way up to the $75 mark
Yeah.
from the 300 mark,
Yeah.
COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So now the stock is beginning to find itself. Okay, how is it going to be, post COVID?
Yep. And then at the top right, we have a strong buy at 100% buy from bar chart. And then we'll scroll down. Most analysts over here are saying hold on to it. Don't buy more. Don't sell it. Just hold it. And then price performance for the month, up 68%. Up for the quarter, up 136% for the quarter. And for the year, up 700%. So, again, like I said, this one likes to run and run fast and hard. But again, it's not wise to FOMO in at the top. So,
Right.
um,
This is
oh,
this stock's a perfect example of do your own research. There's risk here because check out the earnings, check out, future earnings, check out, the fundamentals of the stock as a company as a whole, and see if this is a wise investment moving forward.
we'll scroll down to see the upgrades and downgrades. You got a couple of upgrades recently, so that's nice. Scroll down, you can see some news, bunch of news related to Carvana. Insider trading, not much going on there. A little bit of selling. So again, we'll take one more look at the year. It's currently at 74.99. So in the next 30 days, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking the stock is maybe it's run its course from 20 to 60 to 70. So I think its course is going to stay in a narrow trading range and maybe come back and maybe fill in that gap range where it didn't have any trades. So
Yeah,
in the next 30 days, I look for the stock to fluctuate in that trading range of 50 to 70. I don't see it advancing much higher for the next 30 days anyway.
okay. Let me move this Zoom thing out of the way. So you're staying lower than that.
Yes.
Um,
What's that
okay.
current price right now? It's 70 what? Or
74 and a half.
74?
Yeah,
Yeah. I say that it's going to stay in a trading range between 80 and 60 for the next
sure. Yeah.
30 days.
Okay. So we'll say Peter sideways for March. Um, and then mine real quick. I'll just do, hold on. Daniel, stay under whatever that is. What is this? 82, 83,
72? Yeah.
whatever. I don't think it'll break that. So it'll be up
Not in the
here
next 30
somewhere.
days.
Yeah. So we'll see. But look at this. I mean, earnings, and then it gapped up like overnight, right? The market was closed. And of course, when retail can't trade, you know, that's when the big moves happen. But you know, okay, so cool. First stock out of the way. Let's go with another one.
Let's go with a. Sometimes when you're looking at investment, some people want to use a conservative investment, and let's go with Coca-Cola, KO.
Yes. Sometimes
It,
conservative investments.
it depends on your age group.
Yeah.
I'm an older individual, so therefore I would look. I'm not, 25, 30 that can be aggressively in the market looking for a Carvana type stock. I'm looking
Yeah.
for a stock that I can invest in. It gives me a dividend of about 3% on my money. So if I go to a bank, I'm only making 1%, if that much. So 3% of my money on a Coca-Cola
Yeah.
brand that's, known, nationally. So
Yeah.
the trading range isn't that wide. But you could see that it's bottom out at that 52 range, and
Hmm.
bar chart has a strong buy on it. Uh,
Yep.
so, uh, and then if you go down to the analysts, what are the analysts talking about?
Strong buy.
11 strong buys.
Okay. And then price performance for the month up barely anything. For the quarter up 3%, and then for the year up 1%. So, and then again, you get that dividend on top of that. So pretty nice. Okay, so let's type in KO, excuse me. There we go. That's last year. Earnings February 13th. Not much actions, not much train action on the earnings date. And then insider trading, some selling, no buying. Okay, so next 30 days.
On this one here, the way that I look at the candlesticks or the technical, I see the stock going higher. I think it's going to finally break through that $61. In the next 30 days, trade up between 60 and 70.
So above 62.
Above 62 would be great.
Yeah, okay. I'll go the other way. Why not? You know, could go either way.
It can. I mean, this stock here is
Yeah.
moving slowly, but
It's really sideways for the year, like we saw, you know, so but good company, good solid company. All right, next one.
let's go with everybody's favorite uh, uh, tennis shoe company, Nike.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's everybody's favorite. Bar chart doesn't like it. They're saying sell it, get rid of it.
Exactly. So, looking at this, when we saw a gap up on the stock, now we see a gap down on the stock. And what a gap means is that in December, a stock was trading at 120. The next day you wake up and you're $10 lower on the very first
And you're
trade.
freaking out. Ah,
You wake up and your portfolio or your total is crashed down a little bit. You're freaking out, like Daniel said. So something happened there. It doesn't list earnings. So this stock here, let's go look at 5 years and see what the stock has been, where it was, and now to where it's at now.
yeah, yeah, very cool. They
Yeah,
did have a good run.
it had a good run up. So, in a short year from the 2020 to 2022, in a short year and a half, it goes up from $60 all the way to $160. So
Yeah,
now it's coming back down to earth.
yeah. It's coming back down to earth, you know, before we even skip to predictions, you know, I think personally, I think it belongs back up there at 173, you know. But that's just me, you know. And again, I'm not going to be purchasing stocks I discuss in these videos, but this is one that, you know, I would consider, but I'm not going to get into this one, um but again, bar
On
chart saying sell it, but it's like it's at the bottom, right? It's at the
is at the
lower,
bottom.
right? It's like on sale basically. So,
And there's support levels. If you shorten it down, or if you just draw a line like we've been doing, when you draw a line on any stock where you've hit the stock pricing has hit this line and bounced up and bounced back to that line, that means you have support. People don't want to sell below that line.
yeah,
So
like right
Nike is one
here.
of those stocks.
Hmm. Like the blue support line right here, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So 100, yeah, it
Like
seemed
under
like
100, if you get this stock under 100, man, it's solid, but it's at 104 right now. It's not much farther than that. So, um, and it's Nike, solid company. Okay, back to bar chart real quick. Scroll down. Moderate buy. Most are saying strong buy. Price performance not looking great. Barely up anything for the month. For the quarter, down 5%. For the year, down 12%. Back to FinViz, scroll down. Earnings is in on March 21st. So when we do our 30-day predictions, we'll have to consider earnings in there. So yeah, definitely read into that because Nike earnings, I don't know. What do you think, Dad? Do you think Nike earnings is going to be really strong or not great?
no, I mean, yeah, sometimes the stock market predicts future uh, a price movement, and the way that this stock has traded sideways and come down, I think the earnings are going to be flat or maybe down 5%,
Yeah.
below the analyst expectations. So, and it's always a comparative from last year's earnings to this quarter earnings. So, I think that because if you look right there, earnings were down
Yeah. Huge.
enough where the stock dropped $10 overnight,
Yeah.
you know. And then back in October, the earnings were up slightly, but you still had people, so that carried it up to that high price level, but it came back down to earth 90 days later. So I think
Yeah.
these earnings are going to be flat, maybe down a little bit. And I think, when it comes to our future predictions, I think the stock's going to test and even get cheaper and drop down to that
Yeah.
$90 base.
Yeah. It could, if you're trying to get it either even cheaper than this, which I think is again cheaper than 100 is just such a steal. But if you're trying to get any cheaper than that, maybe around earnings, maybe like right after earnings is a good time to buy on that. Or maybe after earnings, it's up, you know, maybe it's back up at 120. For my prediction, I'm gonna jump over. Oh, wait, what happened? Sorry. NKE. For my prediction, I'm going 120.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see. Let me go.
Well, let's do it.
Let me
So,
zoom out. Yeah.
so I'm glad I'm second this time because I'm going to go and I'm going to pick the opposite side.
Yeah. Cool.
And we both
But
don't know.
again, like earnings will be in there. Earnings will be
Earnings is
somewhere.
going
Yeah.
to,
Next time we
you're
talk about
right.
this.
It's going to either make, Daniel a wise stock trader,
Billionaire, yeah.
or, Peter a wise stock trader. But we don't know earnings expectations. I've not done any research on it. And that's something you should do. If you typed in
So where are
Nike
you going?
future earnings, they'll give you an expectation. So I'm saying it's going to go below this price and go back to the $90 support level.
Okay. We have time for one more stock.
Okay, let's go with another well-known company, IBM. IBM is an old company, been around for 40, 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Uh, is it behind the AI? It's getting involved in AI. But this stock here seems to have kind of got itself on track with
It
uh,
sure did, yeah. It sure, kind of had a period of nothing going on there. And then
nothing going on
yeah.
from 2020 to 2024. It stayed in a very tight trading
Yeah.
range.
But it still had like, very loyal investors, like it's just been around forever. And again, solid company, solid investment, So, okay, so 1 year, very bullish chart, and then a strong buy at 100% for bar chart. Scrolling down, mostly hold for the analyst ratings. 1 month performance down 1%. For the quarter, up 18%, and for the year, up 42%. Let's jump over to FinViz, type in IBM. Again, they're very bullish chart. Their earnings is on, oh, no earnings date announced yet. upgrade, recent upgrade. So that's bullish. Scroll down, not much selling. Again, like, people love this stock. So, and the performance it's had in the last year makes it an even better investment. So, what are your
Correct.
thoughts on IBM
On this
as
stock
a
here,
company, or have you heard any news? What's interesting with this stock is I was just talking to someone this weekend about IBM stock. So it's weird how you bring this up, a couple days after I was just talking to someone about this. So I feel like that's a good thing.
well, it's a good thing. This stock here, shows earnings must have exceeded expectations to get this uh, huge jump in this last week or so. Uh, and it seemed like they have, every company needs to correct their balance sheet. It seemed like they have. They're now making more profit. They've cut, expenses that are not necessary. So the stock seems to figure out. So I'm going to go a little bit higher on this stock, and I say it goes up to 200.
Okay. Well, 200 is a pretty are you saying it's going to be over 200 or under?
I'm going to say that it's going to stay under 200. I don't think it's ready in the next 30 days to go over, but it's going to stay under 200. But the stock here is fundamentally doing very well.
Okay. I'll go under 200 as well.
And
Cool.
then one thing to always remember in the stock market, as you look at stocks, there is hundreds, if not thousands, of investments to choose from. Besides doing the research, and you can spend all day long researching stock after stock after stock. What I do now is just pick, 10, 15 stocks and stick with them and follow them. IBM, like Daniel said, there's loyal followers. So people make money on IBM trading it just IBM because they'll fluctuate $20, $40, and you can make money that way.
Yeah, that's a great point. And again, I have a handful of stocks that I'm not, I'm investing in for very long term, and I'm not letting those go. So, but then I have my short term, fund money trading that I do. So, and like my dad said, different age groups, different, households, everyone's situation is different. So everyone's trading situation is different. So with that being said, thanks for watching. And Dad, have a great day, everyone. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching.